The stars stretched endlessly, cold and silent. Deep in the outer sectors, far beyond the reach of any human colony, the warship Resolute sailed like a silver shark through the darkness. Its hull gleamed under the faint starlight, polished to perfection yet carrying the scars of countless battles. Commander Elias Vark stood on the bridge, his hands resting on the console as he stared into the void. There was a strange calm tonight, but he knew better than to trust it. Space had a way of hiding danger in plain sight. "Everything looks clear, Captain," said Lieutenant Mara Den, her voice soft but steady. She hovered over the sensor controls, eyes scanning every flicker on the holographic screens. Her dark hair swayed as she moved, a quiet reminder that even here life could persist in beauty. Elias nodded slowly, his mind racing. "Don't let calm fool you. Quiet is the easiest disguise for disaster. Stay alert, Mara." The crew moved like a well-oiled machine. Engineers checked the engines, humming softly under their breath. Pilots ran simulations, their fingers dancing over controls, preparing for maneuvers that might never come. Weapons officers polished blasters and recalibrated turrets, although no threat had yet emerged. On the bridge, a fragile serenity hung in the air, a bubble of life, human life alone in the infinite dark. Suddenly, a sharp ping echoed through the ship. Sensors had picked up something unusual, a small, fast-moving vessel navigating the asteroid belt nearby. It was unmarked, alien, and precise. Every crew member stiffened. "Commander, we have an incoming vessel," Mara said, her voice calm but tinged with tension. "Trajectory is intentional. It's coming for us." Elias's jaw tightened. "Is it hostile?" The monitor flickered, revealing the small craft. Its design was unfamiliar, sleek, angular, almost predatory. It moved with perfect grace, avoiding asteroids with terrifying accuracy. There was no hesitation, no error. It was not just a ship. It was a message. "Raise shields," Elias ordered. "Bring weapons online, but do not fire unless fired upon. Let's see what it wants." The crew followed orders with quiet precision, each member aware that seconds could mean life or death. Outside, the void waited, patient and cruel. Stars blinked coldly, oblivious to the small drama unfolding in their midst. Minutes dragged, heavy and tense. The alien ship slowed, almost floating in space, its sensors scanning the Resolute. Then suddenly, red alerts flashed across every console. The enemy had locked onto them. Battle stations. "This is not a drill." Elias's voice rang sharp, commanding. The crew leapt into action. Pilots gripped their controls. Engineers ran to emergency panels, fingers flying over interfaces. Weapons officers braced themselves, hands steady despite the rising fear. The tension on the bridge was a living thing, tight, electric, and suffocating. Then the first shot came. Energy bolts screamed through space, tracing lines of death toward the Resolute. But instead of impact, something strange happened. The shots froze midair, shimmering like frozen lightning. Seconds later, the alien ship trembled violently, and a strange blue energy consumed it from the inside out. The vessel exploded, not into fire or debris, but into a glowing cloud that drifted silently in the void. The bridge went silent. Crew members stared in disbelief. "What just happened?" Ensign Kilo stammered, voice shaking. Elias's lips pressed together. "We didn't fire. Nothing we know could have done that. Whatever that was, it saved us." Mara's eyes widened as she studied the sensors. "It's like..." Space itself intervened. "It's protecting us or testing us." For a moment, no one spoke. The hum of the ship filled the void, comforting and small against the vast unknown. They had survived something impossible, something beyond comprehension. Humanity, fragile and stubborn, had once again endured. Elias took a deep breath and straightened. "We are not just alive. We are witnesses now. Stay alert. We have no idea what comes next." Outside, stars shimmered silently, holding their secrets. The Resolute sailed on, unaware that the universe had just shifted its gaze, and that human courage had just become something legendary. The bridge of the Resolute was still buzzing with disbelief. The crew could hardly believe what had just happened. The alien vessel that had targeted them had been destroyed, not by their weapons, not by human strategy, but by something beyond comprehension. The blue energy cloud floating silently in the void was proof that the universe was far bigger than they had ever imagined. Commander Elias Vark rubbed his temples, trying to calm the racing thoughts in his mind. He had faced countless battles in his career, survived ambushes and seen friends die in cold space, but this was different. This was not a fight. It was a warning. Sensors are still picking up residual energy, Lieutenant Mara Den reported, her voice steady but tinged with awe. It's alive in some way. The readings don't match anything in our archives. Elias took a deep breath. Alive or not, it spared us. That alone tells me something. Humanity didn't earn this moment by luck. We survived because we can, and because we will. His voice was firm, inspiring calm in the midst of the crew's confusion. Ensign Kilo hovered nervously by the communications console, still pale. Sir, if it can destroy a ship like that in seconds, what else is out there? We're just a small warship. We're vulnerable. Elias looked at him, eyes sharp. Vulnerable, yes. But we are human. And that matters. The universe underestimates us far too often. That moment just proved it. Mara leaned over the sensors, studying the blue residue drifting in space. There's a pattern here, Commander. Almost like a signal. I don't know if it's a warning or an invitation, but it's directed at us. We didn't just survive by chance. Elias's eyes narrowed. Then we follow it. Carefully, we need answers. The Resolute adjusted course, cautiously moving toward the energy cloud. The closer they got, the more the crew felt a strange pull, a tingling sensation in their bones, almost like the ship itself was alive and curious. The blue energy shimmered, reflecting on the hull like liquid light. Suddenly, the ship's communications panel hummed, a deep, resonant tone vibrating through the bridge. It was not words, not language as humans knew it, but the sound carried meaning. Each crew member felt it differently. Fear, awe, understanding, and hope all mixed together in a powerful wave. Commander, it's speaking, Mara whispered. I can feel it. Not with my ears. With my mind, Elias swallowed hard, standing tall. Then we listen. Carefully. The crew watched as the blue cloud began to shift, forming shapes that looked almost humanoid, yet completely alien. The shapes did not speak, but their presence was undeniable. Humanity, in all its fragile persistence, had drawn the attention of something ancient, something aware. Whatever this is, Elias said quietly, it recognizes us. It sees us, and we are not just pawns. We are participants. A sense of pride and fear washed over the crew. They were a small team on a lone warship, yet somehow they had survived and earned a place in this cosmic moment. They were human, and humans had always endured the impossible. As the Resolute floated closer to the blue energy, Elias realized that the universe was no longer a cold, empty void. It was alive, watching, testing, and perhaps even waiting for humanity to rise. The crew felt it too, a mix of awe and determination, fear and courage. Prepare for what comes next, Elias said. We don't know what's waiting, but we will face it together. Humanity always survives, and humanity always fights. The stars stretched endlessly ahead, but now they were different. The universe had noticed humanity, and in that instant the Resolute crew understood that their journey had just begun. Something monumental awaited them, something that would change the course of human history forever. And in that cold, infinite void, a small warship carried the stubborn, unyielding spirit of an entire species, alive, proud, and unstoppable. The Resolute drifted closer to the blue energy, its hull glowing softly in the strange light. The crew remained silent, each member feeling a mixture of fear and awe. The vast emptiness of space had always been cold and indifferent, but now it felt alive. It watched them, studied them, and perhaps judged them. Humanity, fragile yet stubborn, had never faced anything like this. Commander Elias Vark stood at the bridge, gripping the console. His mind raced with questions that had no answers. We need to understand what we're dealing with, he said quietly, though the words carried the weight of authority. This is no ordinary encounter. Whatever that energy is, it's ancient, and aware of us. Lieutenant Mara Den's fingers danced across the sensors. The readings were unlike anything she had ever seen. The energy pulses were rhythmic, deliberate, almost like a heartbeat. It's communicating, Commander, she said. Her voice trembled slightly, betraying the awe she tried to hide. I don't know the language, but it's clear we're being warned or guided. Elias nodded, his eyes never leaving the display. Then we listen. But we stay ready. Humanity doesn't bow to fear. We survive no matter what stands against us. As the Resolute approached the heart of the energy cloud, the pulses intensified. The lights flickered across the bridge and every crew member felt a vibration in their chest, like the ship itself was alive. Ensign Kilo clutched the edge of a console, staring at the display. "Sir, it's showing images, or memories maybe. I can't tell, I just feel them." Elias frowned, trying to focus. "What do you see, Kilo?" The young ensign's voice shook. "I see civilizations, ships burning, worlds destroyed. But I also see humans standing strong, fighting when all seems lost. It's like, it's remembering us. It's testing us." Mara's eyes widened. "Testing? You think it's testing humanity?" Elias's jaw tightened. "It wouldn't be the first time the universe has tested us. But whatever this is, it recognizes something in us. Our courage, our determination, our will to survive. That alone is enough to give us a chance." Outside, the energy cloud shimmered, forming shapes that resembled eyes, watching, observing. The Resolute was small in comparison, a fragile ship carrying a crew of ordinary humans, yet something about them mattered. Elias realized that this moment was bigger than strategy, bigger than weapons or tactics. It was about the essence of humanity itself. A deep vibration shook the ship. The blue energy pulsed like a heartbeat, and a resonant sound filled the bridge. It was not words, but meaning flowed directly into their minds, hope, warning, and challenge all at once. "This is incredible," Mara whispered. "It's trying to tell us something important, something about the future, or maybe the past." Elias straightened, his face set with determination. "Whatever it wants, we'll face it. We're humans. We've survived countless wars, countless disasters, and we will survive this too. We endure, we fight. That's who we are." The crew felt it, the unspoken pride of humanity, the stubborn fire that refused to die. For centuries, humans had been underestimated by the galaxy. They were weaker, smaller, less advanced than many alien civilizations. Yet here they were, a single warship, standing boldly in the presence of something incomprehensibly powerful. "Prepare for anything," Elias said firmly. "This is only the beginning. We don't know what comes next, but humanity has never backed down from the impossible." As the Resolute sailed further into the shimmering blue energy, each crew member felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were not just witnesses, they were participants in something monumental. The universe had noticed them, and in return, they would show it what humanity was truly capable of. The stars outside were no longer indifferent. They were alive, watching and waiting. And somewhere in the silence, the universe itself seemed to whisper a single truth. Humanity was not to be underestimated. The Resolute moved deeper into the shimmering blue energy, its hull reflecting the alien light like molten silver. The bridge was tense but silent. Every crew member felt the hum of power around them, vibrating through the ship as if space itself were alive. Commander Elias Vark knew that this was no ordinary mission. Humanity had stepped into something far beyond warships and laser cannons, a force that measured not strength, but spirit. Lieutenant Mara Den stared at the sensors, her brow furrowed. "Sir, energy readings are spiking. It's reacting to us." Elias's jaw tightened. "Reacting how?" Mara hesitated. "It's changing shape. Almost like it's forming a path, or a challenge. I don't know, but it feels deliberate. It's testing us." The word hung in the air, heavy and real. The crew exchanged glances. They had survived impossible attacks, yet this was different. This was not a battle against weapons, it was a trial against the universe itself. Suddenly, the lights on the bridge dimmed. The ship shuddered as if something immense had pressed against it. Red alerts flashed, though no weapons had fired. Ensign Kilo swallowed hard. "Commander, shields are dropping, but there's no attack. It's like the energy is trying to overwhelm us." Elias clenched his fists. "Hold steady, we endure. Humanity has never backed down from the impossible." Outside, the energy cloud twisted and stretched, forming jagged shapes that resembled massive crystalline structures. They seemed alive, moving as though space itself were folding around the ship. A pulse of light struck the Resolute, throwing the ship into turbulence. Crew members gripped consoles to stay upright. "It's a test of control," Mara said, voice low. "The energy is challenging us. It's seeing if we can hold our own under pressure." Elias nodded. "Then we prove we can. Steady on the helm. Don't let fear take us." The Resolute fought the invisible currents, engines groaning under the strain. The crew worked as one, human determination driving them beyond fatigue and fear. Each maneuver, each calculation pushed them closer to surviving the trial. Outside, the energy shifted like a living opponent, testing their resolve at every moment. Minutes felt like hours. Sweat ran down the crew's faces, hearts racing with adrenaline and awe. And then, as suddenly as it began, the assault ceased. The energy calmed, folding into a serene blue glow that bathed the ship in soft light. The bridge fell silent again, but this time it was a silence filled with relief and triumph. Elias exhaled slowly. "We passed," he said quietly, almost in disbelief. "We endured what no one else could. Humanity survives," Mara smiled faintly. "It's acknowledging us. We weren't just tested. We were recognized." Kilo's voice was shaky but proud. "We're human. We survive, we fight, we endure." Elias looked at his crew, pride swelling in his chest. Each of them had faced something that no training could prepare them for, yet they had held steady. Humanity's spirit, fragile yet indomitable, had carried them through. The energy shifted again, forming patterns that glimmered like stars in motion. Elias realized they were not just surviving, they were learning. The energy was showing them something, preparing them perhaps for what lay ahead. It was an ancient intelligence vast beyond imagining, and it had chosen to focus on humanity. "Prepare for whatever comes next," Elias said, voice steady and strong. This was the first trial. But humanity has something no one else has: courage, determination, and the will to survive against all odds. "We will face what comes next, and we will endure." The crew nodded, hearts steady now, spirits stronger. They had been tested by the universe itself and had emerged not broken but stronger. Humanity had earned a place in this cosmic moment, and the resolute would carry their defiance boldly into the unknown. Outside, the stars seemed to shine brighter. The energy pulsed gently, like a heartbeat in time with the human crew aboard the ship. And somewhere in the silent cosmos, something ancient and vast watched them, taking note of the species that refused to be crushed, the humans who dared to survive. The resolute sailed onward, alive with purpose, carrying the stubborn, unyielding spirit of humanity into a universe that had never known such courage before. The resolute sailed further into the heart of the blue energy, its hull bathed in the alien light. The crew had survived the first trial, but a quiet tension filled the bridge. Everyone knew this was only the beginning. Humanity had proven resilience, but the universe's tests were far from over. Commander Elias Vark stood tall, eyes scanning the pulsating energy ahead. "Stay alert," he said. "We've passed the first test, but the next challenge could be much harder. This isn't just a journey, it's a proving ground. Humanity is being measured, and we will not fail." Lieutenant Maraden's hands moved swiftly across the sensors. "Sir, readings indicate massive energy signatures ahead. They're moving fast, like living weapons. I've never seen anything like this." Elias felt a familiar surge of adrenaline. "Then we prepare. Helm, maintain course. Shields to maximum. Weapons ready. Humanity doesn't cower from danger, we meet it head on." Suddenly, the energy shifted violently. Massive tendrils of glowing blue shot toward the ship, wrapping around the hull like invisible chains. The Resolute groaned as engines strained to counteract the force. Crew members gripped consoles, hearts pounding. Ensign Kylo's voice trembled. "It's attacking us, but it's not a weapon, it's a test." Elias clenched his fists. "Then we pass this test as we always do, with courage. Engage thrusters at full power. Fight for every second. Humanity survives because we refuse to surrender." The ship surged forward, struggling against the energy tendrils. The bridge shook with each pulse, lights flickering under the strain. Outside, the universe itself seemed alive, pushing the human crew to their limits. The glowing energy pulsed in time with their heartbeats, as if measuring fear, courage, and determination. Mara's voice cut through the tension. "Commander, the patterns. If we move in sync with the pulses, we can navigate through this. It's a rhythm we need to match." Elias's eyes narrowed. "Then we follow it. Humanity adapts, humans endure. Focus, crew. Follow the rhythm. Survive, that's what we do." Every crew member worked as one. Pilots adjusted course. Engineers reinforced shields. Weapons officers monitored for danger, ready for any sudden attack. The Resolute became more than a ship. It became a symbol of human spirit, defying impossible odds with precision and courage. The blue energy twisted violently, trying to throw the ship off course, but the crew held fast. Slowly, carefully, They navigated the shifting currents, matching the rhythm that Mara had identified. Each pulse of light became a guide, not a threat. Humanity's persistence transformed a deadly trial into a pathway forward. Then, as suddenly as it began, the attack stopped. The tendrils retracted, folding into the glowing energy cloud. A calm settled over the Resolute, lights returning to normal. The crew exhaled, some leaning heavily on consoles, hearts racing with relief and pride. Elias allowed himself a rare smile. We've passed the next challenge. Humanity endures. We survive, we adapt. And the universe has noticed. We are not just weak mortals drifting in space. We are human, resilient, unbroken, unstoppable. Mara nodded, a faint glow of awe in her eyes. It's acknowledging us. Every test, every pulse. It's recognizing what humans can do. Kilo's voice was firm now, steadier than before. We fight, we endure. We survive. That's humanity. Elias looked at his crew with pride swelling in his chest. They had faced the unimaginable and emerged stronger. Each test the universe sent was a reminder that humans were small in size but immense in spirit. They were a species that refused to be crushed, even in the vast emptiness of space. The Resolute sailed onward, deeper into the heart of the blue energy. The crew knew the next challenge could be even greater, but they also knew one undeniable truth. Humanity had survived against the impossible before, and they would do so again. Outside, the stars shone brighter, the blue energy pulsed softly, and the universe seemed to pause, watching a small warship carry the unyielding spirit of humanity into the unknown. Bathing the bridge in an otherworldly glow, the crew had survived 2 incredible trials, yet Commander Elias Vark knew that the universe was far from finished testing them. The air on the bridge was thick with tension, but beneath it, a quiet determination pulsed like a heartbeat. Humanity had faced impossible odds before, and they would do so again. Lieutenant Mara Den studied the sensors with intense focus. Commander, I'm detecting massive energy fluctuations ahead. They're unlike anything we've ever seen. The energy isn't just alive, it's intelligent. It's reacting to us in real time, learning from our movements. Elias nodded, jaw set. Then we show it what humans are capable of. Strength is not just in weapons or shields, it's in courage, determination, and the will to survive. Humanity never gives up. That's our weapon. Outside, the blue energy began to swirl violently, forming towering pillars of light that seemed to reach endlessly into the stars. The Resolute trembled as the pillars closed in, surrounding them with a force that was impossible to resist. The crew gripped consoles and railings, hearts pounding. Sir, it's testing our resolve, Mara said, voice trembling slightly. Every move we make, it mirrors back, but more dangerous. It's like the universe itself is pushing against us. Elias's eyes blazed with determination. Then we push back. Humanity has never bowed to fear. We adapt, we endure. We fight! The ship's engines roared as the Resolute maneuvered through the shifting currents of energy. Every crew member moved with precision, their training and instinct guiding them through the impossible. Yet this was more than skill, it was spirit. Fear threatened to overwhelm, but pride, courage, and sheer human determination burned brighter. Suddenly, a pulse of energy struck the ship directly. Consoles flickered, alarms screamed, and the hull groaned under the force. Crew members were thrown to the floor, but Elias steadied himself, gripping a railing. We survive, he shouted over the alarms. We endure. Humanity does not break no matter what. Mara's fingers flew over the controls, her movements fluid despite the chaos. If we follow the rhythm of the energy, we can stabilize the ship. Trust the pattern. The crew adjusted, moving as one. The Resolute began to respond, twisting through the energy with a harmony that seemed almost impossible. Each pulse of light became a guide rather than a threat, each surge a measure of their willpower. They were no longer merely surviving, they were mastering the test. Then in an instant the energy calmed. The towering pillars collapsed, folding into a single serene glow that enveloped the ship. Silence fell across the bridge, broken only by the soft hum of the engines and the crew's heavy breaths. Elias looked at his crew, pride swelling in his chest. We did it, he said quietly. We passed the ultimate test. The universe recognizes us. Humanity is stronger than anyone ever imagined. Kilo, still trembling, spoke softly. We're humans. We survive, we fight, we endure always, Mara nodded, eyes shining. It's acknowledging our spirit. Not just as a crew, but as a species. It knows we belong here. Elias's gaze swept across the bridge. Remember this, crew. Humanity is small, but our courage is limitless. We survive when hope seems lost. We endure when the odds are impossible. We fight when everything tells us to stop. And we will always rise. Outside, the stars seemed to shine brighter, the blue energy pulsating like a heartbeat in harmony with the ship. The Resolute had become more than a warship. It had become a symbol of human resilience, courage, and the unbreakable will to survive. The universe, vast and eternal, had taken notice. And in that moment, humanity had proven something no force, no intelligence, no cosmic trial could ever deny. That even in the cold, endless void of space, humans refused to bow. The Resolute sailed onward, carrying the unyielding spirit of humanity into the unknown, stronger, braver, and more determined than ever. Whatever awaited them next, they would face it. Together. The Resolute glided through the quiet, glowing expanse of the blue energy, its hull reflecting the gentle light like a beacon of defiance. The crew had survived unimaginable trials, faced forces beyond comprehension, and emerged stronger for it. Yet Commander Elias Vark knew that the universe had one final message for them. It was not just a test, it was an invitation to prove the true strength of humanity. Lieutenant Mara Den studied the sensors, awe in her eyes. Commander, the energy ahead, it's forming a structure. Massive, crystalline, and alive. I can feel it pulsing, like it has a heart. It's waiting for us. Elias's gaze hardened. Then we face it, as humans always do. We endure, we fight, we survive, and we show the universe exactly what we are capable of. Outside, the crystalline structure shimmered, extending towers of light that seemed to reach toward the stars themselves. The energy pulsed rhythmically, almost like a heartbeat, as if the universe itself was breathing around them. The crew could feel it, not through senses, but deep in their bones, a connection they could not explain. Sir, Kilo said quietly, voice trembling, this is the moment. We've been tested. Every trial, every pulse, it's all led to this. Are we ready? Elias turned to him, eyes blazing with determination. We are always ready. Humanity does not back down. We do not surrender. We survive because we refuse to accept defeat. Today, the universe will know what humans are. The Resolute moved closer, each pulse of the structure responding to their approach. The ship trembled as if testing the human will one last time. Crew members braced themselves, hands gripping consoles, hearts pounding with fear and exhilaration. Yet within that fear there was pride, a pride born from every struggle humanity had ever faced. The crystalline structure suddenly opened, revealing an inner chamber of pure light. The blue energy flowed around them like a river, illuminating every corner of the ship. The crew felt warmth, hope, and a strange sense of belonging. This was not a threat. This was recognition. It's acknowledging us, Mara whispered. It sees our courage, our spirit. We've earned its respect. Elias nodded, voice soft but steady. Not respect, recognition. Humanity has survived wars, disasters, and the impossible. And now we survive even here, in the heart of something greater than any star, any civilization. We endure because we are human. The energy pulsed once more, brighter than before, and then it seemed to merge with the Resolute, flowing across the hull in shimmering patterns. The ship was no longer just a vessel, it was a symbol of human courage, persistence, and unyielding spirit. Kilo's voice broke through the awe. Sir, we did it. We're part of it now. The universe knows us. Elias looked at his crew, every face illuminated by the soft blue glow. Yes, Kilo. Humanity is small in size, but our spirit is limitless. We endure because we must. We fight because we can, and we will always rise no matter the odds. Today, we are not just survivors. Today, we are recognized as something greater. Today, we are humanity. The Resolute sailed forward, leaving trails of light that shimmered like stars in its wake. The blue energy receded gently, folding back into the vast cosmos, as if giving humanity a gift, a promise that their spirit would be remembered, acknowledged, and feared by all that dwelled in the stars. As the crew looked out into the infinite expanse, pride and joy filled their hearts. They had survived the impossible. They had faced the unknown, and the universe itself had taken notice. Humanity, fragile yet unbreakable, had proven its worth. And in that moment, in the quiet brilliance of the cosmos, a single truth echoed through the hearts of every crew member aboard the Resolute. Humans were not just passengers in the galaxy. Humans were survivors, warriors, and pioneers of the impossible. The stars shone brighter than ever, reflecting the unwavering spirit of humanity, and the Resolute sailed onward, carrying the courage, pride, and defiance of an entire species into the endless unknown. Humanity had triumphed, not by chance, not by luck, but by the unstoppable will to endure.